Same as GT3.
Exactly.
So
No
there's a pole. Shut up a minute!
No touching of the hair and face.
Same as GT3. No point for pole. No point for fastest lap.
Yeah.
Wait. So the same rules, but no points for pole or fastest lap.
Oh, shut up, you.
You shut up. The man who said he wasn't even going to be fucking racing. You know? Oh wait, have I signed up to that?
Don't score.
Huh? Yeah, the bottom. So 15 to 16 to 20. If you finish in them places, you score fuck all.
So top 15 score points.
Top 15 score points.
Right. How do I save the design?
Is it 15, Matt, or is it 16 actually?
15, because 16th place on Project Car scores Nero. 0.
Alright, Nero?
Nero?
That would be dead.
Nero? Nero? Right, I've saved it. I've saved it. So that's it then, innit?
Yeah.
Right, confirm.
Jamie,
Boom,
I have changed
we're
it
in
to the McLaren on thingy, Sim League Pro.
Right, so now where do I go? Now where do I go?
Go to multiplayer, server list.
Where's that? Server list.
Yeah.
Have you got the card selected?
Yes.
Make sure you're at the top, make sure you're on mixed, and go and search Sim Play.
Mixed? I'm on mixed. Right.
Just underneath where mixed is, there's a search bar. Press that and search Sim Play.
Sim Play Gay.
Sim Play.
Did you like the name of the stream, Matt? That I put.
ACC Gay, that's good that time, yeah, love that.
I respect that.
Sim Play.
Aye, bro.
I'm there.
Fucking hell, Sotty's gonna be a lie bit.
Cases.
Right.
At least
all
he puts a
lowercase.
fucking... Oh, shit, hang on.
Sim Play. Is that it?
Yeah.
In. Confirm. Oh, yes, boys.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Good job it's on mute.
But you'd have Sutty, what the fuck am I doing?
What's my
And
windy light on for?
we've got a very experienced racer joining the server.
My god, turn the fucking windy wipers off!
Turn that windy wipers.
Why don't it go off?
The washer whippers.
It's not going to slow you down, kids, it don't matter.
I've selected about 20 fucking...
Just
Go
press that
through the
up arrow,
menu.
Dan.
If you go through the cycle menu, it tells you to turn them off.
Mate, I know how to do it, don't worry about me. I've done fucking Motive and what's he called so many fucking times.
No worries, somebody.
I might confuse fuck out of people, because on that menu you can put your indicators on. I might put my right indicator on.
Evening and blah blah.
I'll do it in the BM, but no,
halfway around.
I'll do it in the BM, but no one will believe it, would they?
Here's Monkey Boy. Simple in the chat.
Oh fuck's sake, give it
So
to
who is currently missing? There's no Brin, there's no Fury,
Right.
there's no...
No, Fury isn't. Fury isn't.
Is he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's P6 at the minute, he's in the Lamborghini.
So
Matt, you never gave me that list of cars.
PM. I did, I've sent you on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Me, Keegs, PM, in, yeah, PN's in.
Matt,
Yep.
when do you plan to go live?
I plan to go live at 8 o'clock.
Right, so, what?
2 minutes.
2 minutes time. Right, I'm going in a party. I'm going to start talking at 18 minutes.
Now.
Liam.
Matt, did you hear that?
Hang on a minute. Yeah, right, what, when are you going to start speaking then?
At 18 minutes into free practice.
Okay, no problem.
Right?
Matt?
Right, I'm going to my own party. See you later. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport. My name is Dan Davis, also known as Arnold for Dub 16, and welcome to our first ever ACC Championship League here. For the first time, we're running a 6-round championship here at Simplay Motorsport on the very highly recommended Assetto Corsa Competizione. And tonight we've got a mixture of drivers who you all know, you'll all be familiar with, and also there'll be a few drivers that you've never seen before or never heard of. So it's going to be an interesting night's worth of racing. We do have 20 drivers supposed to be racing, but sadly a few are not able to make it here this evening. But first things first, let's get into the circuit that we've come to. We've come to Silverstone here, their layout of 2020, and what a game that we're also running here. Assetto Corsa Competizione is a game that's been out for a long time now, but obviously here at Simplay Motorsport, we've not really delved into this game that much. We've done one special event up at Zandvoort, but we are now here at Silverstone, round 1 of the season of a 6-round championship, and these guys have got a long night ahead of them. We're currently in a practice session, 20-minute practice session these guys are currently having. Then we go into a qualifying session. I'm not exactly sure how long the qualifying should be, but I believe it's only like 30 minutes at max. But nonetheless, we're about to get underway for tonight's race, and we're going to have an hours-long race as well, and these guys will have a pit window. They will have to pit within that pit window, and it's only open for 15 minutes. So these guys will have to make sure they pit within that window. If they do not do so, they will be getting a penalty to their times as well. And guys, if you are new to the channel, if you are new, especially you ACC lovers here, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and get involved. And if you want to be a reserve or a part of the action here at Simplay Motorsport, then please have a look on our Discord, sign up to the Discord, and like and subscribe to the channel as well. And let's get into the run of the runners here this evening. We have a returning face here of Disco McDisco Face, but not to the BMW. He is returning in the Ferrari 27. Disco currently fastest of the session so far, but I believe these times are gonna topple very quickly. Disco comes towards the line now, and he still stays at the top stop, but Disco returning in the Ferrari here at Simplay Motorsport. Then we move on to the man who's been here, probably one of the longest drivers running here at Simplay Motorsport, and also very famous for his pirouettes. It's Peaceful Explosion in the Ferrari again here on ACC, as he traditionally uses the Ferrari on Project Cars 2. He is running the number 11 and looking to try and find some redemption here on ACC and see what he can do. Normally my Thursday night commentator, he's actually out on track tonight here this evening in the McLaren 720S, I believe. Yes, it says on the side of the car there. He's in the McLaren. It's Big Boy Brazier. He is out on track. What can he do in the 52 McLaren? What can he do on his pad as well? Very difficult game to get the use of on the pad, and he is currently out on track. He goes towards the line and he does not improve on his position, stays P3. Rabbit Joe running my lucky number 16. He's currently in the pit in the Porsche 911. What can he do? Returning driver as well. He's looking to come back to Pro-Am and try and take the title back once again under his name, as he just goes down into P5. As we got Gavlar. I will apologise to some of the new drivers. If I get your name wrong, then please at some point tell me how to pronounce your names, as I am slightly dyslexic. But Gavlar here, currently P4 in the Ferrari. Brand new driver here to Simplay Motorsport. Heard of the ACC League, and he's decided to sign up here in the Ferrari. The number 26 on his car. We then move on to Smokey Devil, P number 6 at the minute. Obviously, most people will know Smokey Devil currently in the Pro category in the Project Cars Championship. And he's currently running a Porsche 911. Not used to seeing him in this car. He normally runs the Mercedes-Benz. He is currently P6 at the minute, running the 22. 4Z, the man who usually we see on a Sunday night in the F2s. He is out on track in the Porsche 911, running the number 28, black and white livery. What can he do this evening? I believe he's running on pad as well, so he's got a long night ahead of him. Your Pro champion in the Bentley, currently the number 55, Matahimovic, out on track. He's currently PA at the minute. What can he do? He's got a little bit of experience under his belt after doing a 4-hour endurance with Mazda in the Bentley, as they are both currently going down the hangar straight at the minute. Someone just improves. That is our man, Fury CBK, the man who came runner-up in the Pro. He is in the Lamborghini, lucky number 13 on his car. What can he do here this evening in this animal of a car? And looks like the only man in the Lamborghini. I know there is another man in the Lamborghini, so at the minute, Fury currently P6 as it stands. PN Motorsport, He's in a very, very interesting car here this evening. The number 66 Aston Martin V12, I believe this is. But either way, he's in this Aston Martin. Oh, listen to that thing go. Sounds absolutely glorious. I'm glad PN has chosen that car, but he is currently out on track. P10 in a minute, still yet to set our lap time. Bossoff is currently also here this evening, a brand new driver to our league as well. Again, ACC has attracted a lot of new drivers here, and he is in the McLaren 720S. In a little bit of practice earlier on, we saw he was looking very, very rapid. Mazda, can he finish this season or actually complete it and finish it? That's the question. He is currently number 12 on the grid, and he is lucky number 7 on track, and he's just got his teammate Matimovic for that 4-hour race just behind him. What can he do? Can he win the title in this car? Then we move on to Lucas Roth. You see him on a Sunday night in the Carlin car. He is in the Aston Martin, the V6 version now, and he's currently going down towards the back end of the circuit. Currently running number 12. What can he do? And then we got bigger Welsh. Lucas Roth's father, Welshie, currently on track as well. Number 14, running the number 69 in the Lamborghini. The same colours as his MC Motorsport colours. What can he do in that car? Struggling a little bit in practice earlier on, but hopefully he can get to grips of the car. We've also got Monkey Boy running the Bentley. Also, a lot of Bentleys in the server and McLarens. Also, a lot of Porsche 911s. But Monkey Boy, Pro-Am champion. Well, looks like he's going to be going down to Pro. And towards the end of this season, what can a Monkey Boy do in this Bentley? That is the question. And finally, in the pits, not really doing a lot at the minute, is Slutty Apex in the BMW running the 118. And not a lot of chat in chat right now. But guys, who is your prediction on who you think is going to take the title? And Matt already telling us to look at the Simplay cars as they all line up one another. To be honest, I find them quite boring because they're all running similar liveries, similar colours, and we're here to see all different kinds of drivers. But it is currently Disco McDisco Face setting the pace in the Ferrari. He's got the other Ferrari of Peaceful Explosion just behind him, and then Big Boy Brazier in the McLaren in P3 at the minute. But guys, let's hear from you as well. Let's get your let's hear you guys in the chat. The only downside to this ACC league, for a spectator's point of view, especially from my point of view, can't change many cameras on this. This is kind of what we're running with at this minute, and we should be able to see some lap times drop relatively soon. And just waiting to see what Bossoff can do, because he set some very quick lap times earlier on, and at the minute currently just sitting in the pits. PM Motorsport in that very interesting Aston Martin coming towards turn 1 cops, and he's currently P10 in a minute. One of the things that I do love about this game, I'm not, a lot of people know I'm not the biggest fan of this game, not the biggest lover of it, but what I do like about this game is the sounds. This game has nailed the sounds to a T, and this Aston Martin alone just tips it off. Just listen to PN coming through Maggots and Beckett's. Absolutely beautiful. Even the Porsche 911 sounds amazing. Just like take credit into mind that this sounds absolutely amazing, as the Simplay Racing guys are all following one another. Pretty boring to see, to be honest, as Peaceful's the only one who has it, but he's gone off in the Sector 1. He's gone off at Cops. So, and also a reminder to the guys in the chat, these guys will be racing for an hour. They will be having a qualifying session starting very, very shortly as well. And they will be doing an hours-long race. And they will have a pit window to pit under. And there'll be a 15 minutes it will open. If they do not do so, they will be getting 180 seconds penalty added to their time. So about two and a bit laps on, as we see the 118 currently off in the middle sector. That is Slutty Apex. He's come to a stop. And if you do see cars randomly stopped on the side of the track, it's because they're obviously wanting to go back to the pits at that stage and make a few adjustments. The way the game runs is you have to come to a complete stop so that you are able to make changes to the cars. So we see Welshie coming through what would normally be turn 1. He's gone flat through there. He's now coming into the village section here, and he's got the Ferrari of Disco McDisco Face, currently fastest man of the session, just behind him. But again, it's just a practice session. We have got a yellow flag. Number 12 has gone off. And that is Lucas Roth. He's had a slow moment, I think. No, he hasn't. He's currently, wasn't 12, it was 22. It was Smoky Devil in the Porsche who had a slow moment. And what an iconic circuit we are at. Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. What a fantastic circuit this is. And also, if you guys didn't see it on last night, we do have the selection of our new Project Cars 2 Championship. We have the order, we have the tracks, and what a season it is going to be. I'm just going to try and look back and find the list, as Matt has actually deleted it, I believe. I can't seem to find the list. Either way, we have got an interesting selection of tracks for the new season. We will be heading to Oschersleben A for the first round of the season. But first things first, we have got to worry about this season of ACC, our first season here. And we'll be heading to many different circuits this season. Here is round one here at Silverstone. One more iconic place to start off here at Silverstone. As I just get the rest of the season loaded up on my phone so I can have a look for you. But nonetheless, guys, get involved in the chat. Let's hear from you. Like and subscribe to the channel. Let's hear you from these guys, all the newbies. Whoever's in the chat, let's hear from you. Hit that button for a like. Subscribe to the channel as well. Bring back the old Bruno colors from GTE. From TGE 1960, says PN Motorsport. As like I said, he's running at that lovely Aston Martin colours. Proper old school car that is. And currently these guys still haven't set a lap time. They're all too busy following one another. And Lucas Roth, one of them, as we just lost a driver from the session. But all these guys just trying to find space. Good tracks for Season 7 on GT3 set as Matt makes a big moment through the top end of the circuit. I will learn these corner names at some point. As the Porsche 911 of Rabbit Joe's looking to the outside of Matt Tahimovic as they come through the Abbey chicane. And they power their way through. So we start here at Silverstone for round one, and next week we'll be heading to the Hungaroring for the second round of the championship. Then round three we'll be heading to France as we head to Paul Ricard. Round four will be in Spain, Catalonia. Round five will be at Germany for the Nürburgring, and we will finish things off. Round six, the same place we finished the Project Cars, we will be heading to Monza for the final round of the season. And at the minute, everybody's staying relatively the same at the minute on lap times as Fury gets very close to the white line on pit exit there. But nonetheless, everyone here running a little bit. So I think some of these guys are just testing their long runs at the minute. It's a long practice session for these guys. Currently 21 people currently watching the stream right now. And let's hear from you guys. And are we excited for the ACC League? It's going to be an interesting season for sure. Different car setups and feels to Project Cars. And obviously a very, very different way of running your cars here as well. An endurance race as such. 1 hour of racing. Normally these guys are used to only 30 minutes. And obviously pit windows as well. As we got a poll out. Are we excited for the ACC Championship? Get your votes in, yes or no. I think a lot of these guys would have done some heavy testing. We're currently on board with Forzy, who's had a very up and down season in F2, but nonetheless he's a very established driver and he is very competitive at times. And I think he's just making a few setups to the Porsche 911 just to get it in the right window. Gavilar currently coming back out on track in the Ferrari number 26. Going to be interesting to see how he gets on this season. A new driver, new competitor here to the SimPlay boys. What can he do with some of our greatest drivers here at our league? Still waiting to see for him to come out on track is Bostov. He's currently still in the track at the minute. And I believe Sati Apex still making those adjustments to his car. What can he do as Mazda comes back out on track and he decides to bail out of the red colours and he's back in the green colours. And he goes over the pit exit line there. Not what he wants to be doing earlier on. I believe Forsey going through Copse. Yes, he was. And he heads down towards Maggots and Beckett's. For the guys who struggle in the Project Cars League, Peaceful and Monkey Boy looking very, very solid at the minute. Currently P2 and P3, both of them drivers were teammates with one another for Simplay Racing, and they're currently out on track. Monkey Boy getting a lovely tow off the back of Matt there, and he's also got Rabbit Joe just in front of him as well. And Rabbit Joe really holding these two up a little bit by the looks of things, but Rabbit Joe also in the top 7. And for this championship, only the top 15 will score points, just like we do in Project Cars. It's exactly the same as ACC. Similar rules, but there won't be any points for pole position or fastest lap. It is all about who can be fastest on the day. Will be first down to 15 points. As Monkey Boy goes very wide, that lap time will be disallowed as the 55 of Matimovic goes back into the pits. And so far, he's not able to put a lap time together as Big Boy Brazier is also back in the pits. Fury CBK, the man who was really pressurising Matt towards the end of the season. What can he do? And this Lamborghini sounds absolutely amazing. Sorry if I go quiet for a minute, guys, but I'm just enjoying the sound of these cars. Let's get a look. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to make a new poll. I'm going to make a new poll because I think most of us are going to be excited for this season. I'm going to put a vote out, and we're going to get you guys voting as well. I'm just typing it up now. I'm pretty sure you'll be knowing what I'm going to put. As all these guys still currently trying to get their final setups done and dusted. I can't type now. Being a bit messy with my typing here. And currently see there, well, she goes a little bit wide and off track. And like I said, guys, if you haven't done so, then please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and get your votes in later on who you think it will be the man taking the pole position here tonight, and also the man who will be fastest of the day. So I'm now putting a post up. Let's have a vote on what you think is the best sounding car. As we've got the Ferrari on track at the minute of Peaceful Explosion. He comes into the final corner. Here's what the Ferrari sounds like. As we move to the Lamborghini of Fury, what do you think of the sound of this car? As it now comes towards the Hamilton straight and into the quick right-hander of turn 1. God, that Lambo does sound nice. As the guys go back to the back to the pits, as we are now green for the qualifying session here. But hopefully, so we are able to go back on track, and just the man I wanted to go heading out on track is this man, PN Motorsport. I put PN's Aston Martin on there as well. What do we think to the sound of this beast? Currently 30 minutes for this qualifying session, so these guys got plenty of time to get out and get a lap time under their belt. But here is PN's Aston. What do we think to the sound of this? And now finally we will finish off with the Porsche 911. Here's the sound of the Porsche. Get your votes in on which you car think is the best sounding car. Obviously I think the Bentley's a bit grunty, but here, nonetheless, here is the Porsche. Oh, such a lovely noise that makes there. PM Motorsport is actually back in the pits as we now have Bossoff coming back out on track. He is now in the McLaren. What can this man do? A lot of eyes are on this man after the practice session. A lot of guys thinking that this man's going to be fastest. What can he do? As Fury also leaves the pits and a few other cars exiting the pits as well as they head all on track. There's a lot of cars coming out. Mazda, Matimovic and Big Boy Brazier all following Fury out on track. But it is the number 27 of Disco who is fastest of the session. He is coming out on track. What can Disco do? He's going to be the first man to set the lap time here. And he exits the final corner here to start his lap, as we will do a lap here of Silverstone with Disco McDisco Face. And let's see what he can do here. As going to end the votes there, and it's pretty even at the minute between three cars: the Aston Martin, the Porsche and the Lamborghini. Not many votes for the Ferrari. As we'll go halfway around the track, as Disco will come to Maggis and Beckett's. Can he set the lights here and give Bossoff a run for his money? As we've also got a car just behind him. I'm not sure which one that is. I think that's the 52 of Big Boy Brazier, who's gone off, and it was. As we head towards the back end of the circuit, past the long back straight, head into a long right-hander. Disco wanted to make sure he gets the apex. Just drifts ever so slightly wide, but gets a good exit nonetheless. And towards the chicane we go. Don't want to take too much of the curb. That curb will launch you into the moon. As the Ferrari runs a little bit wide there, and already the votes go to Aston Martin, the best sounding car on the grid. As another car's come to a stop, that is Sutty Apex in the BMW. He stopped just before the back straight. And Disco now coming through the new section of Silverstone into Village. Disco McDisco Face, can he set the times alight? He will be the first man to set a lap time here as he exits the last few corners here. Disco returning after a season out, not running the BMW in the Project Cars Championship, but he is back here at ACC, but this time in the Ferrari. And what can he do as he now enters the final few corners here, as he will set the pace? 9 votes currently in, and the Porsche and the Aston are level. We are watching Disco in the Ferrari to see what lap time he can produce. This is going to be the benchmark. He has a wiggle on exit, and he touches the grass. That's not going to be a good lap time from him as he comes to the line. What is this lap time? It's a 2:01.1, and that is the lap time to chase after. Is Welshie next coming to the line? What can he do? Then we've got Smoky Devil in the Lamborghini, and the Porsche coming to the line. Welshie goes and doesn't set a lap time. Now it's Smokey. He goes P2. He's 2 seconds off the pace. And then we have the 26 of Gavlar, and he goes up into P2 in the Ferrari. So a little bit more time for him to find there. Number 16, Rabbit Joe, coming into the final sector now in the Porsche 911. What can he do? As we'll end the pole there, and it's even between the Porsche 911 and the Aston Martin. So there you go, PN. You got 1 win already to the Aston Martin. So well done for that one. Rabbit Joe's goes P3 on that first lap attempt, and we've got a lot of cars coming to the final corner. Keegs and Bossoff, and he's got top of the table there. Bossoff, the first man into the low 2 minutes there. He has smashed that 2 minute mark, and he's gone top of the session there. Peaceful now up into P5 as it stands. So we've got more times coming through. PN still on a lap time as we got Fury to the line as well. Where does he now puts himself? He doesn't set a lap time, nor will Sutty Apex. He comes to the line, and he's only gone out and done an out lap. We're going to have some really fast lap times coming in. Monkey Boy exited the final corner as Mazda goes P2. Matt goes P3. What can Monkey Boy do in the Bentley? He goes P5. So all these lap times are starting to rack up. The beautiful sounding Aston Martin, here it comes. As we got Paul in the chat saying, welcome to ACC, keep it up. We will be running ACC a lot more here at Simply Motorsport. And if you want to get a part of the action, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get yourself involved. There's the number 27 currently coming in the final corner. That is Disco. Can he improve on 1.6 seconds? Can he find that time and put himself top of the table? He will stay in that P4 position as he then goes back through Cops. PN still yet to set a lap time. A couple of guys coming through the final corner. Welshie in the Lamborghini. What can he do? Dan, do you have a clone in the number 16 Porsche? I do. As Rabbit Joe loving that number. As we've got a couple more cars running to the line here. Fury currently in the middle sector. He's still not yet to set a lap time. Has any of the drivers improved? Not yet. Grava still hasn't improved. Gavlar. I'm really struggling with names this year, especially with all these new guys here as well. But Rabbit Joe in the number 16 exits the final corner, and he bails for the pits and bossed off. Has hit the wall. He's had a big wiggle or something, so he's made a mistake there. As we got Matt coming through the middle sector. Monkey Boy, I think, no, Peaceful goes up to P5 there, so Peaceful found a little bit of more time there. And towards turn 1 he goes. The times are racking in now as they will come through the final few corners. Forzy, can he find a little bit more time? The number 13 of Fury CBK towards the line. What can he do in the Lamborghini? He only goes P10 at the minute. Who else coming to the line? A lot of drivers coming to the line. Study Apex gets a lap time and he goes P14 as Mazda does improve. He's only 9/10 off the back of him now. Welshie importing his car from Project Cars 2 by the looks of things. Yes, he has. If anybody doesn't recognize Welshie's car, it's the car that the livery colors that he uses on Project Cars, but not the similar number for sure. Make sure you tune in for that new season as well, as PM Motorsport does get a lap time on the board. And let's just hear this car one more time. I would love it if he actually nailed the corner. That would be great to hear. So we've got the number 27 once again. Disco McDisco Face coming into the final corner, and he does not improve. Seems like Disco has got every little bit of pace that he can produce right now. There's a couple of cars close together in the final sector, just trying to find out who they are. It's Smoky Devil and Welshie. Towards the start finish line they come. Towards the line, can they improve on their lap times? Welshie currently no lap time on the board. Can he finally get one? Yes, he does, and he goes P14. Smoky Devil stays P11 as well, as we've got Grava coming through the final corner now, and he decides to bail for the pits. There's a couple other cars just mixed together here, and they're so mixed together I can't actually see what number they're running. As Sati is back into the pits. I'm trying to find out what those cars are in that section. There's a yellow, there's a car off. I think it's the number 16, was it? No, Rabbit Joe's coming back out on track. It's the 52 of Peaceful and Monkey Boy coming, Big Boy Brazier coming to the line. And these two don't improve either. So these guys are starting to get their best laps under their belts. It's now Matt. He's got Matt, Mazda and Monkey Boy, all the Bentleys running one another behind each other. And Matt towards the line. Can he find a little bit more time on Mazda? That's the question as they come through the start finish line now. Matt, does he improve? No. Mazda, no. Monkey Boy, no. So all these guys running relatively close to it. And Monkey Boy looking very, very good here in his Bentley. And then Disco back down the hanger straight. What can he do? He's currently still P5, a little bit off the Bentleys at the minute. All three Bentleys currently running in the top 4. So nice to see the British cars leading at the minute. All top 4 are British cars at the British race here. Can they carry on that momentum as they go to the Hungaroring and next week? As Disco doesn't improve. A lot of the guys in the pits now just making a few tweaks and changes, possibly getting a new set of tyres and fuel to their cars as well, as Welshie comes into the final sector now. And what can he do on the final corner here, trying to improve on his lap time? And into the pits he comes. can see here the pit lane, the old pit lane we are running here as we move from one Welshie to another, as we go on board with Lucas Roth. At the minute he is in the final sector, but it is the beautiful sounding Porsche 911 of Rabbit Joe towards the line. What can he do? Does he improve? No, it looks like he was on an outlap as Bostov comes across the line. He doesn't improve. Lucas Roth, he doesn't either. All these guys relatively staying in the same position. No one really improving. Fury, does he improve? No. No one seems to be finding any time out there. Disco coming back out on track. As we've got the Bentley trio coming towards the line. Matimovic pulled a little gap from Monkey Boy as Mazda. So can these two improve on that time? Matt goes second, but Mazda gets within 2/10 of Bostov here. So finally we got a challenger for Bostov here. He's going to have to turn the heat up here as Mazda decides to come to a stop. Monkey Boy doesn't improve and stays where he is. So all these guys looking to make their final few adjustments and changes, ready for the race. As Sutty Apex coming to the line now. What can he do from here? We've still got 15 minutes. As now, oh, Sutty really fighting that BMW at the minute. And he exits the final corner. Can he improve on 15th place position? Towards the line he comes. And he will stay in 15th as it stands. Sorry, as I'm just getting another poll out for you guys to get your votes in on who you think will take the pole position for the first round of the ACC Championship 1 hour race on your way, as we are about to get underway. And there is the vote. Get your votes in now on who you think is going to take pole position. It's very tight at the minute between Bostov and Mazda. 2/10 separating the two. As PN says, he's in here just to learn. And I've just thrown my phone across the room, so that's a good start, Dan, isn't it? As Mazda now comes down the back straight, and I think some of these guys just want to start improving their lap times. As Monkey Boy comes towards the start-finish line, can he improve on his lap time? No, he does not. He will stay where he is for the minute, P4. Gavalar currently in the middle sector now. He has got a Porsche following him. I believe that is Smoky Devil behind him. That it is. As the next car to come to the line will be Sutty Apex, and Smoky just bouncing over the curbs there. Sutty Apex coming to the final sector here. Half of you reckon it's going to go to Bostov here. One for Mazda, one for Matt. Sutty Apex just struggling with the BMW, really twitchy on exit there. As he comes to the start-finish line now. Can he get himself off the back row? Can he get himself a little bit higher? He puts himself up into P12 with Smoky Devil and Lucas Roth. Gavalar coming towards the now. Can he improve on 8th? He does not. He will stay where he is for the meantime. 22. We know Smoky Devil had a bit of a moment. He's a slow through the middle sector. He will not improve on his lap time either, as Bostov is currently in the final few corners in the McLaren 720 GT3S as he comes towards the line. Can he get himself in the 58? We have seen him do it. Towards the start finish line he comes, and the lap time is a 1:59.0. He's just so close to getting into the 58s. Mazda's got work to do if he wants to get near him. 7/10 off he is. There's a huge bunch of cars coming towards the line. Look at these lot. Peaceful, Big Boy Brazier, Lucas Roth, Disco and Fury, who gets himself up into P7. All these guys so close as we hear a car going off there. I'm not sure who that was. I believe it was Big Boy Brazier who went off. As they're all just finally just making those few tweaks. Forsey towards the line. Has he found a little bit more pace in the Porsche 911? He comes towards the line. He does, but he just stays in a P14 as it stands. Mazda also towards the line. He hasn't got that toe off his teammate. And Mazda's got a lot of work to do. So, Mazda, can he get any closer? And I think Matt is done for this session. He doesn't look like he can get any more out of this. Disco, he's in a bit of a traffic jam here. Look at these guys trying to funnel their way through. He's looking to try and clear some air between them. He's just weaving his tyres a little bit. As we have got a car coming to the final sector. That's Gavlar, he's coming towards the line. What is he doing this time? He puts himself P6. He gets himself involved in the mix with the guys in front. So that is a good lap time from him. He is now in the top 6 and can really do something from there. As I think we got Rabbit Joe exiting. He's going into the pits as well. And he's flying into the pits there. And he just gets it stopped by the list of things. And there we go. Bostov has gone and done a 1:58.8. What a lap time from him. He then puts himself top of the table. Can anybody get closer to that? Monkey Boy, 2 seconds off the pace. And we got a huge line of cars. Peaceful to the line. He doesn't improve. Fury, he doesn't improve. Lucas Roth, neither does him. And obviously Disco was warming his tyres up, trying to get some clean air. And he is currently P5 at this minute. So all these cars running behind Fury CBK at the minute. Guys, if you haven't done so, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss any of the action here at Simplay Motorsport. And make sure you tune in on Sunday night as we will have the next round of the F2 Championship as we head to Canada for the next round of the season. What can myself, Big Boy Brazier, and Gary do at Canada for Montreal, the next round of the championship? Carlin versus Prema and ART as well. Very close championship already between us in the top 3. So make sure you tune in to that as Matthew Duffin will give you all the action there. Gavlar coming into the final corner now in his Ferrari. And towards the line he comes. The top 3 are in the pits, and I reckon they are done for the session. As Gavlar comes to, he finds a 10th there, but he does not get close enough to a Disco, who's currently on a lap time. Monkey Boy also on a lap time in the Bentley. As I think some of these guys will now start looking to do their preparation for the long race ahead of them, as a few guys are exiting the pits, and Mazda comes back out on track, as does Bostov as well. He's come back out on track also. As we will now end the poll, and 5 votes going the way of Bossoft. As Monkey Boy comes towards the line, he finds a couple of 10s. He gets a little bit closer to Matihimovic there. So the Bentley looking good at this stage. Fury in the number 13 Lamborghini, has he found a little bit more time? No, he has not. The 27 of Disco, he hasn't found any time either, nor has Lucas Roth. All these guys just trying to find those small tenths to get him a little bit higher up. Rabbit Joe, no lap time for him. Sutty Apex doesn't improve either. So all these guys just trying to find those little bits of advantages from little bits of the circuit if they possibly can. And the lovely sounding Lamborghini coming down the back straight as Big Boy Brazier, the number 52, exits the final corner. What can Jamie do here? Your Thursday night commentator towards the line. He does not improve and will stay P9. Peaceful Explosion next towards the line. Peaceful Pirouette. He doesn't improve either. It's very tight between himself, Fury, and Gavlar as well. Very, very tight between those 3. And a reminder as well to all the guys in the chat, we will be running on Project Cars. The Radicals will be coming to the track on Project Cars as well, so make sure you tune in for them as well, as they will be heading to the track at some point. Get yourself signed up. I believe it's next week the Radicals will be making their debut. Haven't got a calendar quite yet, but hopefully we will be doing so soon, as Mazda will start his lap here, and we're coming towards the final stages of this qualifying session. Monkey Boy to the line. Is he going to improve? He does not. The other thing that these guys will have to learn as well is that this game is a lot more sensitive to what Project Cars is, and to a lot of these guys there's all going to be something new, a new skill they're going to have to learn here, as once again none of the Ferraris seem to be improving, nor does Lucas Roth in the Aston Martin. Like I said, all new to these guys. The cars are a lot more sensitive on this game, especially for tyre pressures, setups, and the cars are a lot more twitchy, so a lot of these guys will just want to try and find their happy mediums, their balance, and what they can run here, not just obviously for this 30-minute qualifying session, but for this whole race that they have ahead of them. 1 hour's worth of racing here at Silverstone. And Peaceful exits the final corner. Towards the line he comes. Does he find that 10th? No, he does not. Forzy, does he improve? No, he stays in 14th place position. So none of these guys seem to be improving now. All the best lap times seem to have come to an end, as Peaceful has done a pirouette through Cops there. Typical Peaceful to be facing the wrong way. There he is, and he's back into the pits. And all these guys just trying to get their final laps in. That's Mazda now, currently P number 2, as Bossoff goes faster again at 58.3. Mazda finds 2 tenths, but not even enough to get within a second of Bossoff here, who there's a car gone off in turn 1 there. That was Gavlar. He's coming back on track. Gavlar, that's what we're going to go with, because I can't say it any other way. Monkey Boy doesn't improve either. Matt seems to be relatively sure that he was able to stay P3. As Disco Face exits the final corner to go straight into the pits. Thank you, Disco. Lucas Roth now exits the final corner. A load of cars coming to the start finish line, as they've got less than 6 minutes left of this session. Lucas Roth does not improve, nor does Rabbit Joe. The 118, that is Sutty Apex, also coming to the line. Does he improve? No. He is slowing right down and pulling off track. We see here Fury's had a moment as well. A reminder to all the guys here, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and get involved in the chat as well, as Forzy comes into the final corner now in the Porsche 911. What can he do here? Can he improve on 14th place position? Does he find any time? He does, and he goes to P12. He now knocks Lucas Roth and Sutty Apex down a couple of places. A good lap time from him there. As we got Fury coming to the line as well. Can he find a little bit more time on Peaceful? No, he does not. Bossoff coming towards the line. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. At 58.3. I think he's going to be all right with that one. Welshie towards the line. He doesn't improve neither. So a lot of these guys coming to their last couple of laps. Mazda doesn't improve either. So Monkey Boy also coming into the final sector. Has he got anything left under the tank? This is the question. Monkey Boy towards the line now. What can he do? And he doesn't find the 10th to get ahead of Matt. He's only got a few more attempts at it. And he has a big wiggle through sector 1 there. The number 11, a Peaceful Explosion. Can he find a little bit more time to get ahead of Gavlar? As Master's gone back out on track as well. Peaceful still doesn't improve. Now we've got the number 16 of Rabbit Joe. He needs to find a couple more attempts just to get ahead of Big Boy Brazier, but he doesn't do so. He will stay in P10. He's got a car off in the final sector. That is Smokey Devil. He's facing the wrong way. And you can see just his wheel just trying to adjust and sort himself out a little bit. Mazda, as you see, Gavlar there very wide and off track. But we will have the race underway very shortly, guys, as we got 3 minutes left of the session. And a Mazda, can he get any closer? We now move on to a Monkey Boy as my TV has actually frozen. There we go. Not sure what happened there. My TV was being a bit weird and I didn't actually get to see anything there. These guys are all coming to the final laps now. As Monkey Boy, can he improve on his lap time? Matt has also come back out on track as well, your current pro champion. Can he improve on his lap time? But here's Mazda in the final corner. What can a Mazda do here? Towards the line he comes, and he does not improve. Can anybody really improve on their final positions here? A lot of drivers are pretty much done for the session. I don't see Bossoff really losing his position here. Fury just behind Matt there, who's trying to weave and get some temperature in his tyres. Number 66, that is PN in his lovely sounding Aston Martin. Towards the line, can he improve? He does not. And towards turn 1 he goes. This will be his last lap for most of these guys. I think probably the guys in the middle sector now will probably get another lap under their belt. Matt in the Bentley, I really don't see him finding any bit more time, but Fury, if he can get a little bit closer to the back of Matt now, he can get a lovely tow, get himself a little bit further ahead of Peaceful Explosion. In the final corner, Matt comes to start his one and final lap here. I believe the number 11, I think that is, of Peaceful will be on his last lap. So Matt will be starting a lap here. Fury seems to have lost a lot of time in the final sector, and he has done so. He is not going to improve. The number 12 of Lucas Roth next towards the line. Is he going to improve on P14? That is the question. He does not, and he will stay in 14th position. Number 22, Smokey Devil, next to come to the line. The last 30 seconds, and Peaceful will not be able to do another lap time. He will be the last one to complete a lap here. Into the final few corners he comes. And wants a good exit so he might be able to squeeze a lap time in if he's quick enough about it. He exits the final corner. I think he will. I think he will just squeeze another lap in here. So will Big Boy Brazier as well. So those guys will stick a lap in. Peaceful, does he improve? Yes, he goes up to P5 and gets ahead of Disco and Gavlar, who are both in the piece. Big Boy Brazier is done, and Peaceful will definitely be done. Monkey Boy's got a tow off of Sutty Apex here. Can Monkey Boy improve? No, he will stay P4. Sutty will stay P13. Who is that in the final sector? That is PN Motorsport. So it's Bossoff who is on pole position, and Mazda will start P2, and here comes the Aston Martin of PN, and he will start P16. That's Matt Imovic currently on a lap time. Can he get himself any closer to a Mazda or start in front of him? That is the question. That's him, and I believe Fury will be the last ones to set a lap time, as Fury there just in the final few shots there. Qualifying is over, and it's Bossoff who is on pole position at the minute. But what can Matt do? Can he put in a last minute charge as he exits the final corner? Towards the line he comes. And Fury will be the next man to cross the line. Is it going to be enough to go any further? He finds a bit more time, but he is not past Bossoff. So it's Bossoff who is on pole position from Mazda, from Matimovic, Monkey Boy, Peaceful, Disco, Gavlar, Fury, Big Boy Brazier, Rabbit Joe, Smoky Devil, 4Z, Sutty Apex, Lucas Roth, Welshie, and PN Motorsport is your order here for your first race at Simplay Motorsport for the ACC Championship League here, round 1 at Silverstone for our first season on the PS4. If you like what you see here, then hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified for when we are live. As we get all the drivers back into the pit, so we just got a little bit of time where the game just wants to just sync up and get itself ready for the next race. And guys, get your votes in on who you think will be the winner here tonight. As Disco says in the chat, good luck to you all. One hour of racing is about to be ahead of us. Then please, guys, hit that like button, follow the channel, get involved with the chat, get involved with everything in the Discord as well. A lot happens behind the scenes as well. And let's get your opinions on the new season that is ahead of us in the Project Cars as well. With a lot of drivers making a return. With myself, Big Boy Brazier, Rabbit Joe, all making a return. I believe also Xmart is also talking about coming to the league once again. There is a poll out for who you think is going to be the winner. Of the race, Bossoff, Mazda, Matt, or Monkey Boy? That is the question. As the drivers will now line themselves up ready for this one. Welshie, you'll get a notification in the game when the pit window will be. It will tell you pit window open, pit window closed. As I don't actually know, I believe it might be midway through the race. But an hour's worth of racing here, and it is Bossoff on pole. I've done something stupid there. I shouldn't have hit drive. So once these guys get going, I should be able to put it back to the normal menu. It's been a while since I've used ACC, and a bit of an update since I last ran it as well. So what can these guys do? That is the question. An hour's worth of racing ahead of us. It's going to be a long, long race for sure. Seconds left as these guys make their final few changes to their cars for the first round here at Simplay Motorsport ACC Round 1 Silverstone, as we are about to get underway here for the first race of the season. As they all line up. Once again, I can't change it until we get going here, I think. So classic. Rubbish ACC not allowing me to do what I wanted to do. But the cars are lined up. It's Bossoff on pole position here. Who is going to be the first winner here tonight? As we are green here for the first race of the season. And it's Bossoff who leads into turn 1. But Matimovic right on the back of him with Mazda going around the outside of Cops. He knows this is his first and only opportunity to try and get past him. Matt is also there as well, but everyone relatively clean through the first sector. But Bossoff not going to get bullied by the Bentleys as he manages to stay ahead of them at the start of this race. As 4Z runs a bit wide there in the Porsche 911. He's had to straight line Maggots and Beckett's there a little bit, and he manages to negotiate his way through. But it's Bossoff, Mazda, Matt, Monkey Boy, Peaceful, Disco, Gavlar, Fury, Big Boy Brazier, Rabbit Joe, Smoky Devil, Forsey, Sutty, and everybody else running up behind. Sutty, Lucas Ruff, and look at these guys all battling out in the back end of the circuit. Forsey, and also Smoky Devil back there as well. Welshie, all these guys are getting stuck in. Oh, as Lucas Ruff has a big moment, so does Sutty Apex. But Mazda's gone down the inside of Bostov as Matt going around the outside of him as well. So Matt manages to prevail and take the lead of this race. Bit of bumping and barging. There's also Monkey Boy and Fury come together. Monkey Boy in the wall. So Fury making contact there with Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy in the middle of the track, and he can't be avoided by Smoky Devil, who just drives right into the side of him there. And Monkey Boy's race is pretty much ruined now. So Matt Imovic now leads this race after the chaos of the Abbey chicane there, and Matt now leads the way. Bostov in second, third is Mazda, fourth is Fury, and Disco in fifth place for seventh. Gavlar just behind them as well. Forsey managing to make his way through that pack, and Welshie now up into 8th place, so good start for Welshie. As PN also up in the 10th place position as well. Back to the front we go, and it's Matt leading the way. Bostov currently in that 2nd place position, but he will be patient, he will wait for the right time to attack. He probably has more pace, more racing here, as Smithy says, ooh, this is different. Very much so, Smithy, as the pit lane is now open, so the guys can come into the pits if they've got damage. And Fury now right on the back of Mazda ever so slightly, so he's going to want to give him a bit of pressure. But Bostov also looking to try and find a way past Matt Imovic here and try and extend his lead as quickly as he possibly can, as Rabbit Joe now is on the back of Lucas Ruff, as we see a spinning car ahead of us. I think that is Gavlar, who's very, very slow there, and a lot of cars wanting to get past him as soon as possible. But here, Bostov is coming to the left-hander there. There's a car off. That's Peaceful Explosion. He's dropped to the back of the pack as well. Monkey Boy and Smoky Devil both in for repairs. Go on, Welshie lads, and come on, PN, says Smithy in the chat. Bostov still can't find a way past Matt Imovic here. He's going to have to be smart. He's going to have to play it clever here. Mazda, though, is under pressure from Fury in the background. Fury keeping his nose clean and staying out of trouble. He's right as Bostov there, really trying to find a way past as they go down the main straight. He tries around the outside, but he can't seem to get the job done. And he'll have to wait a little bit longer, as Matt here really making him work. As Bostov goes down the inside, Matt tries to close the door. Gives him racing room. But can't seem to find a way through now, as Bostov tries to get the better run out the hairpin. As I think Fury and Mazda are still going at it, but Bostov has got the run and he's dropped the rear. He's dropped the rear and he's gone into the wall. Big damage for him there. He'll have to get going as quick as he can. So it's Matt Imovic, Mazda, Fury, and now Disco is your top 4, as Bostov will drop to at the back of the order. That's now Forsey now up into P6. Welshie now P7. Sorry, he will be P6 as well, because the times here on this game very, very slow, as the British Bostov to be race winner has just gone out the window here. As he'll come flying through, as Smoky Devil still got major damage. Monkey Boy only now coming back out on track. He's got major damage. Mazda now, can he down Matt? Fury, though, in the Lamborghini, looking very good at this stage of the race. Really starting to put a bit of pressure on Mazda here. Where is Bostov? He is going through turn 1. He is going to try and carry the damage and try and get to the pit window by the looks of things. But Matt still leads this race. He's got Mazda and Fury right behind him now. Fury looking very good in that Lamborghini. Can he hunt down these guys? Can he get away past the Bentleys? Looks so strong for the British running cars, as number 22 has got a stop and go penalty. He's probably speeding in the pit lane, so Smoky Devil's race is already going from bad to worse. He's got a penalty also, as Fury right on the back of Mazda here, looking for any opportunity he possibly can. Fury looking down the inside, but Mazda keeps him covered, can't find a way through. He's right on the back of that Bentley. As also, just in the background is Disco as well. He's looking very good just behind them. As Fury right now can't seem to find a way through past Mazda. He's going to have to be a little bit patient here, as Fury goes a little bit deep in the hairpin. That's going to allow Mazda just to creep ever so further forward. All sorts of racing going on behind as Bostov is still trying to negotiate his way through the traffic. He is carrying damage as well. He's got Welshie in front of him. And Welshie's not the easiest person to get past as well. Rabbit Joe, he's got pressure from Lucas Roth just behind him. As all sorts of positions are changing here. As Matt's made a mistake, he's dropped down the order and is now, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. It's the number 4 Monkey Boy that's ahead. Mazda still in second place. Matt's still leading this race. And Welshie has lost the place to Bostov there, so he's allowing him through. Monkey Boy now onto, sorry, Big Boy Brazier onto the back of them as well. Now it's Forsey has to try and clear also. So right now these guys are quite a bit behind the top 4 at the minute. Bostov is already trying to make stuff happen here with the damaged car as well. Forsey very, very cautious through turn 1. And the McLaren right on the rear bumper here. Fury still trying to make ways on the Mazda, but Mazda seems to have gotten into a groove ever so slightly and have pulled away. Disco is actually closer to Fury now. And we've got this tight fight going on. Forsey currently ahead of this train of cars. And Bostov coming to the inside of the right-hander. Can he find a way through? No, he cannot. And will have to stay behind the back of the Porsche 911 of Forsey. Towards the outside now. Can he go around the outside? Another 10-second go penalty for number... Oh, that's a reminder for Smokey to take his stop and go as they all come through. The right-hander here of where Lewis Hamilton passed Leclerc and Perez brilliantly. And this is a great little scrap between the top guys at the minute. The top 5 all just spread out a little bit. As you see there, I think that was Forsey going off wide there. He's going to allow a lot of cars to get through as well. She also under pressure here from Gavlar as well. So really a lot of great racing already as Gavlar in the Ferrari looking to try and make a move on the Lamborghini. There's 2 Italian cars going at it. Which one's going to come out on top? That is the question. As the 2 McLarens now want to pull away as fast as they possibly can. Rabbit Joe just in the background in the number 16 Porsche 911. There's still votes out on who you think is going to be the winner as Gavlar goes a little bit wide there, but Welshie goes wider. Very wide there, and he gets back on track just ahead of Rabbit Joe. But after lap 4, the first 10 minutes already over and done with, is Matahimovic who leads the way here. Your pro champion leading it out in ACC at the minute. Second place is Mazda at the stage. Third place is Fury. 4th is Disco McDiscoface. Bostov here currently in 5th, and he's got Big Boy Brazier giving him some pressure. Forsey currently 7th. Gavlar in 8th. Welshie's dropped down behind Rabbit Joe. They are fatting it out for 9th and 10th. Lucas Roth in 11th. Sati Apex currently in 12th, and he's had a big moment in the BMW. A massive slide there. He gets it together as PN Motorsport in the Aston Martin is just behind him. Peaceful Explosion currently 14th place position. Monkey Boy down in P4 and Smoky Devil in P16, and he will have to serve his penalty very, very shortly. So Monkey Boy already under some pressure from the leaders here, who are going to try and lap him as quick as they possibly can. Big Boy Brazier though, he's looking very good in P6. He's putting pressure on Bostov here, currently batting out for 5th and 6th, but he's carrying that damage. We don't know how much damage is affecting him right now. But I know that McLaren will be handling a lot differently than it should. Then Smoky Devil is in to serve his stop and go penalty. So Forsey just behind these guys as well. He's got Gavlar right behind him also. So this is a great little fight between some of the newer guys here. Forsey, normally, like I said, see him on a Sunday night in the F2s. He's now racing on the big show here on a Thursday night, where normally the pros would be racing on project cars. And right now these guys are all bound out on ACC. If you want to be a part of the action here, then head over to our Discord page, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and have a look at our Facebook page as well. Make sure you don't lose any of the action here. Hit that bell to be notified for every time we are live. But your top 3 right now got it very easy. Matt, Mazda and Fury as your top 3 at the minute. Disco in P4 as Big Boy Brazier is in the gone into P5 because Bostov has come into the pits. Now obviously that damage has been hampering him and he thinks it's best to come in and get it repaired. Gavlar now coming through Maggots and Beckett's, and it's all relatively close between these guys. Forzy just ahead as well. Rabbit Joe just behind these guys as well. He's keeping them honest in his Porsche 911, so he's going to give them a good run for their money later on in this race. Welshie currently down in P9 as Bostov currently in the pits and repairing his car. He will be able to get back on track, but it's going to be a lengthy pit stop. Lucas Roth now up into P10, so good points for him, and he'll be happy that he can finish the race with some fuel on board. That'll be good for him, as normally the Carlin car doesn't want to give him any fuel. And the usual thing happens here at ACC. I've seen it many times in different leagues. The race has sprung out a little bit. There's no real close action currently on track. The closest fight at the minute is between these two, Forzy and Gavlar right now, as they are really going at it for 6th and 7th and rounder. This is a very long race. These two going at it here. Gavlar looks down the inside. He can't seem to find the way through. Forzy will have the inside, but Gavlar go try and go around the outside. Oh, they make slight contact and the Porsche just stays ahead. Not what Gavlar would have wanted. He would want to try and get past Forzy as quick as he possibly can. Is that Welshie in the back only at the moment? He did ever so slightly. The father ahead of the son, Lucas Roth, just behind his dad at the minute. And Rabbit Joe now getting involved in this fight. A great little scrap between these three. So Forzy, Gavlar and Rabbit Joe going at it as they come now to turn 1. Gavlar trying to find any advantage on Forzy as he possibly can, but can't seem to do so at this stage. Stop and go penalty reminder, 1 lap remaining for Smoky Devil. He's got to do it again. And as we see, these guys still are tooth and nail with one another. Gavlar looked like he had a great run in the Ferrari. He's going to the left-hand side of the Porsche. Forzy, is he brave enough to go right round the outside? He's going to give it a go. Forzy going to hold the inside. Forzy's obviously going to naturally turn out. And Gavlar not quite got the run. And Rabbit Joe is more interested as well. Rabbit Joe misses his brakes and he goes straight on off track. He goes and into the gravel trap. He might get caught out by Welshie, who's had a moan through there. He's just trying to hold the car together, but Gavlar and Forzy still going at it. The rest of the guys are all pretty much spread out quite evenly as Gavlar's made a mistake and he's gone round the main turn 1 and the normal format, but obviously in this game they will be doing the old pit straight, the new pit straight. He goes off there as he returns back on track, and Lucas Roth goes around the outside. Can he get the job done in the hairpin? He's going to try and do so. Gavlar is not going to make his life easy, and Lucas Roth down the inside of the hairpin. Looks like he might have got the job done, and Gavlar then has to concede that place to Lucas Roth. aka Keys goes through, and he now can improve on his position. P9 as Gavlar will want to try and find a way back through once again. As Gavlar goes back wide as well, he goes on the grass and off into the runoff he goes, and he is going to lose out now to Lucas Roth, who will pull further away. Matovic still though leads this race. He has now put a lap on Monkey Boy, with Mazda currently in P2. P3 is Fury, and then P4 is Disco McDisco Face in a very good position there. Big Boy Brazier currently in 5th place, with Forzy in that 6th place position. Rabbit Joe in P7, and just behind him is Welshie, with his son Lucas Roth just behind him. He's actually gaining on him. Gavlar just running a very wide earlier on and losing out of position. Slutty Apex currently P11, so he'll be happy with that one. And PM Motorsport currently P12 also. Peaceful Explosion slowly gaining on the back of PN, with Bostov currently done his pit stop, but he will have to come in again and do the mandatory pit stop. He's cleared the damage, so he should be a very class McLaren. but he's got a long way to go. Monkey Boy a lap down, and Smoky Devil in to serve his pit stop. So now we move on to the Welsh fight between Welshie and his son. Oh, as Lucas Roth there nearly crashes into the back of his dad there. That's going to be an interesting conversation there as the stop and go penalty is finally clear for Smokey, and he can finally get going on his race as Lucas Roth really close. As Welshie then a little bit slow out the hairpin. Lucas Roth right on the back of him. Keegs, his son. Chris, his son, is right on the back of him. Keegs looking to the outside. Chris descends the inside. Father and son going at it, 69 versus number 12. Who's going to come out on top? And Welshie goes wide. Keegs knows he's going to come back on track. Gives him space. He's going to go right around the outside if he can. No, he can't. He's got to run though. Welshie's going to have to try and defend the inside of Cops. His son right behind him. These two having a cracking fight right now. Lucas Roth looking left, looking right. Can he find a way through? They head to Cops. And Keegs nearly loses the rear as they went into Cops. But Keegs is now side by side with his dad, and his dad has lost out, and Welshie will have to slide in behind his son. But can Welshie come back at him? That's the question. He's got a little bit wide through Magazine Beckett. He's had a snap, but he's got it together. And off he goes. Fury now under some massive pressure of Disco McDiscoface. So after watching the Welshie fight, it's now come to an end. We move to another fight. Fury and Disco seem to have got closer to one another, and it's now Fury who is under the pressure of Disco. So Fury, what can he do here? He's got a lot of pressure from McDisco behind him. Fury would love to start the season on a podium. He takes a lot of curb there. Disco, much better run through there. Disco gets a run through that section. Is he going to look down the inside? No, because Fury defends the inside. So Disco is going to have to think of a different way round. He looks to the inside, but Fury's there. He's covered him. Also, Lucas Roth and Welshie are still close to one another. Great little scrap between them. Monkey Boy is still down in P15, and 40's got Rabbit Joe hunting him down, but more importantly Disco and Fury battling it out for the final podium position. And right now it's going away a Fury as they head through a turn one. They go. Disco trying to get a great run through Maggots and Beckett's, but he can't seem to do so. Fury so much better on turning there on the exit, as Disco actually seems to have a better run. He's not quite close enough to get the advantage of that slipstream, so I'll have to wait a little bit later. Towards the back end of the circuit they go. Matt's gap to Mazda is increasing. Matt is now down the main straight. He's going to the new first right-hander. There he goes. And Mazda only just in the background in the green Bentley. He's not quite on the back of Matt yet, but we go back to this fight. Fury and Disco. The two Italian cars going at it. Fury goes very wide. Disco gets right on the back. Also, there's another great scrap between Lucas Roth and Welshie still. They're going at it still. Sorry, Gavlar is right on the back of Welshie, sorry. As Disco looks to the outside of the hairpin. He can't get the job done there. Gavlar has actually made a move on Welshie. Welshie is going to lose out here. And Welshie will drop down a place. We go back to Fury and Disco. They're side by side. Disco's got the cutback. And Disco now up into P3. Fury with a fantastic start here. Your runner-up in the Pro is now behind Disco McDiscoface, and Fury now having to conceive that position. Just in the background is Big Boy Brazier. He's had a very quiet race and he's P5. But Disco has a wiggle through the final section there. And nearly has a spin himself. So Fury now might have to just be a little bit more patient and just wait for Disco to make a mistake as they head through the start-finish straight now. Lucas Ruff now ahead of Gavlar. Welshie currently P10, Stati Apex still P11. And let's hear that Aston Martin just one more time. Oh, he runs a little bit wide, does PN, but Peaceful is right behind him, starting to gain some good time on him at the minute as well. Bostov as well, he's absolutely flying. He's catching these two really quickly. He's going to try and get himself back into a fight here. Now Fury now has lost a lot of time. No, sorry, Disco's dropped it. He's dropped it in Maggots and Beckett's. He's had a big moment, and that's allowed Fury to hold on to his position. Disco then, will he start to be coming under pressure for Big Boy? Because no, because Big Boy's already gone through. So it's Forzy he has to worry about now, and Rabbit Joe. So Big Boy Brazier keeping his nose clean, keeping it under control. He is now up into P4. Excuse me. As a PN has had a moment as well. He's dropped down the order. He is now behind Bostov and Peaceful Explosion. Gavlar also looking to try and catch on the back of Lucas Ruff. So all these guys just starting to spread out. I believe the pit window will be at the 30-minute mark. I'm not 100% sure. Matt comes across the line and extends his lead to a Mazda. Matt probably wasn't thinking he was going to win this one, but he's currently leading the way at this minute. Fury currently P3, but Big Boy Brazier here is also right on the back of Fury. So Big Boy Brazier, I think Fury and maybe Disco have come together somewhere, because Fury's lost a lot of time and Disco lost a lot of time as well. So possibly both of those drivers have been caught out in some ways. As Big Boy Brazier now on the back of Fury, can he find a way through? That is the question. As Lucas Ruff and Gavlar are close to one another. Ferrari versus Aston Martin. And also Sati Apex, I think, has lost the position. No, it's Peaceful who's lost the position to Bostov, who is now, I think he's a whole sector. He's not too far behind Matt now. He can start slowly working his way up as Fury and Big Boy Brazier are now going at it. Fury, can he hold on to that P3 position, or will Big Boy Brazier find a way through? That is the question. Big Boy Brazier right on the back of Fury here. Can he look down the inside? He's not close enough, but they have got traffic of Smoky Devil. Fury will want that traffic out the way as quickly as possible, as Smoky Devil trying to get out the way. And he runs a little bit wide. Oh, he does run wide, and that gives Big Boy a little bit of a scare there, as the Porsche really putting them both off there. But it is, they're both through at the minute, and Fury and Big Boy Brazier can breathe a sigh of relief there as they've managed to negotiate the sliding Porsche. As now still Big Boy Brazier is behind Fury CBK, but right now Lucas Ruff is run very, very wide. That's giving Gavlar an opportunity to have a look down the inside, but he's unable to do so. He's going to do it now, but he's not quite alongside enough, and Lucas Ruff will just hang on to that position as he go through that sector. Just ahead of him though, Rabbit Joe and Disco are got on the back of Forzy, so there's a close little fight between those two. Has Big Boy Brazier cleared Fury? No. So we now start another lap here. As Fury still under some massive pressure of the McLaren of Big Boy Brazier. And then we got this great little scrap between the Porsches. It's Forzy, Disco and Rabbit Joe being in a Porsche sandwich right now. And it's Rabbit Joe trying to find a way past Disco McDisco Face. And then just behind them is Lucas Ruff and Gavlar, who are having a great little scrap. Disco back into the pits once again as well. Sorry, not Disco, Smoky Devil into the pits. As they go side by side now, Gavlar down the inside of Lucas Ruff as they head towards Cops. Can't overtake through Cops, but they've managed to do so, and Gavlar is now ahead of Lucas Roth. He gets that job done. Big Boy Brazier still right on the back of Fury. Can Fury hold on to this position as Big Boy Brazier really starting to put some pressure on that Lamborghini? These guys' tyres will start to scream and shout a little bit as they're pushing their cars to the absolute limit. We go back to Forzy, Disco and Rabbit Joe. These three having a great little scrap. That's Forzy there, just still trying to fend from Disco. Disco seems to have a lot more pace than the two around him, but obviously had a moment through Magus and Beckis and dropped himself back the pack, as we still got Big Boy Brazier and Fury going at it on track as well. But Forzy staying ahead. We got a car off. That is Lucas Roth. He's at a moment somewhere and he's dropped right down the order. He's dropped behind Welshie and Sati Apex, no more than that. We go back to Disco and Forzy. They're all still close to one another. Disco now right on the back of Forzy. Can he find a way through? The pit window has opened, so the guys will have to pit within this window, and the first man to do so is Peaceful. Smokey Devil has done his pit as well. So all these guys, you'll see just beside their race number is another number. It's a number 1, and that means they have one mandatory pit stop to make, and Rabbit Joe is the first to blink of these three. He comes flying into the pits. He needs to get it stopped, and he does so. Disco has had a moment. He was actually behind Rabbit Joe, ahead of him, sorry, but he's ended up behind him somehow, so he's had a moment. Forzy carries on. There's another car off. I'm not sure who that is. That's Lucas Roth. He's gone off again, so he's had a moment as well. Gavlar also into the pits, and they're all having to do this mandatory pit stop. Is that the number 69 as well? So Welshie into the pits. Sati Apex also, so pretty much everybody coming into the pits. Boss Off now using this advantage of all the cars coming to the pits now to try and extend his lead. Sorry, extend his advantage while he's out on track. PN Motorsport, does he come into the pits now? A lot of drivers obviously coming in. Tyres died, said Disco, so all these guys are struggling with tyres. PN goes on through. Monkey Boy is in that order as once again Lucas Roth is struggling here. Not sure why. He might be having wheel issues. He has an issue with his wheel. Rabbit Joe is already gone. Disco's still in the pits. His pit stop is done, so he can't go, and there he goes. But Rabbit Joe, what a quick stop from him there. He's complied with the rules there, as has Gavlar, so he can get going. Well, she should be able to get going very shortly as well. And all these guys coming through the sectors now. Matovic choosing to carry on. Well, she's complied to the rule, and off he goes. Fury and Big Boy Brazier still going at it for P3 and 4 as they come together. Big Boy Brazier opt into pit, and on he goes. Can he get it stopped? Can he get it stopped? There's the pit line, and he gets it stopped right at the end there. So all these guys coming back out on track. So everyone's a little bit muddled up, but we will hopefully get the order back to normal as Big Boy Monkey Boy is in the pits, serving his penalty, his pit stop, as Lucas Roth with massive damage to the front of his car. Probably why he's struggling so much, as Big Boy Brazier in the pits, as is Forzy. Very difficult to get your pit stop bang on. You have to go in and hit a box bang on, and a lot of drivers in the pits. The question is, when does Boss Soft come in? Matt is in Village, and Boss Off is currently in the final sector, and he's looking very, very quick out on track. It's all about getting the laps under his belt, I reckon. Now he's just trying to extend this stint for as long as he possibly can. 5 minutes left on the window, and Mazda's come together with Smokey Devil. Mazda will not be happy with that one. He's been tripped over by a car. He's now trying to get past a lapped car of Gavlar here, who's just in the background as well as Welshie as well. So right now, this is the worst place Mazda could be right now. And is Matt coming into the pits? Yes, he is. Matovic into the pits. He comes flying in and nearly drops it into the pits. And we will end the poll there. We are halfway through this race. Last 30 minutes to go, and Bossoft is the guys you reckon will come and win this race. Mazda will continue on. Fury, when does he pit? That is the question. Bossoft now into the back end of the circuit, while Matt is currently in the pits. PM Motorsport also in his pits as well, and a lot of drivers making their pit stops as well at this part of the race. As Mazda now tripping over for a couple of the back markers. He's not going to be happy with that one at all. So Mazda currently on his way to try and taking advantage of this race if he possibly can. PN is now out of the pits. Bossoff is currently on his way. As Fury's mum is in the chat saying evening all. Fury's currently still out on track. He's still pushing his way, as we have now got 3 minutes and 20 seconds still left of this pit window, so they haven't got long to get in, as Bossoff will risk it for another lap. As Matt is actually out of the pits, Bossoff has got a long way to go. He's got to really hope for some mistakes from Matt to really get himself back into this fight. Where is Mazda? He's in the middle sector, so he'll be looking to come to the pits. It's just Mazda, Fury and Bossoff to come into the pits. Lucas Roth with major damage there, really taking his time with his pit stop. So the question is, Bossoff, where is he going to come out of the pits? He's currently down the Hangar straight, and Big Boy Brazy is going through turn 1 through Cops. So the question is, where is he going to fall out in all this? As I believe Keegs has just messaged me saying that his wheel has gone and he's not able to race, so he's going to have to buy a new one. And I'll tell you what we'll do. As he's currently in the pits, we will get Keegs in the chat. Apologies for this moment. We will get the stream back up in a moment's time as we just get Keegs into the chat. My teammate for the F2s, as he will be joining us in the party in a moment's time. Mazda though still out on track, as the pit window is still open. He might, I don't know if Mazda's left us a little bit late. Fury also, the pit window still open. Bossoff currently into the final sector also. So is he going to pit? He has to pit this lap. Pit window is open. Mazda and Fury might have made a big mistake here. They might be getting themselves a penalty. Bossoff is coming in, so he is coming at the right time. I don't know if Mazda and Fury are going to make it. Where is Mazda? He's in the back end of the circuit. Oh, he's risking this. I think Mazda and Fury have made a big risk here. They might as well have just pitted on the correct lap, as Bossoff will come in. Matt currently in the back end of the circuit, so he hasn't got to worry about Bossoff. These two just open the opportunity for Fury to, for Matt to take this win relatively easy. Mazda, I think, will be okay. Fury, though, really cutting it there. 30 seconds. Mazda will get into the pits. So Mazda now coming out of the final corner. Yes, he will, but only just 16 seconds on the clock. And towards the pit stop he comes. So 10 seconds as he comes in, and now, where is Fury? Fury is going to get a penalty here because he's not pitted within the pit window here. 3, 2, 1, bang. That is the pit window closed, and Fury is going to be getting a penalty. I'm pretty sure that's the way the game works. He's in the pits. And Fury within the out of the pit window. Matt should easily take the lead back. Rabbit Joe has had a quiet one. There's a big incident up in the top end of the circuit. That's Welshie, and that's Gavlar as well. These two have come together. Not sure what's happened there. Those guys can pit again, though, with damage. There's another car off as well. That's Smoky Devil just off in the background as well. Smoky Devil getting back on track. He's at a moment. So Matt retakes this lead. Rabbit Joe currently going through the middle sector. And Mazda and Fury haven't moved yet. So Rabbit Joe at the minute looking very good here to possibly get some good points here. He's jumped Forzy relatively easy. And Disco. Disco now dropping ahead of Forzy. So he's gaining some good points here. As Bossoft is working his way back up the order. He should be able to try and catch Disco and Forzy by the end of this race, hopefully. But Mazda is now out of the pits. Fury now comes out. Will he get that penalty? He's got a 1 next to his name, so he's pitted outside the window. Fury will be getting a penalty by the end of this race. So Fury pitting outside the pit window has failed to comply with the pit window rules. So Fury, and he's just hit the curb. He's had a moment and he's around. Oh, he manages to catch it and save it. So at this rate, Rabbit Joe is your net third place driver at the minute. So Rabbit Joe, some great racing earlier on, has put himself up into a podium position in the Porsche 911. Great stuff here from Rabbit Joe. But Matt leads this race as this stands. Mazda currently in second, with Fury in that third place position, but with the 1 still next to his name. He hasn't complied with the rules here, so he will possibly be getting a penalty. We're in the last quarter of this race, and people will be struggling to focus on now. Their arms will start to ache. They'll start to feel a little bit sore if they're used to only doing a 30-minute session. I know Matt and Mazda are used to doing 2-hour races. Mazda himself has actually done a 24 hours in an LMP1, or sorry, an LMP-H at Daytona and never came out the car. But Matt with a demanding lead. He's 27 seconds ahead. He's gone past the start-finish line. And so far, so good if you're Mate Imovic, looking to lead Silverstone with a championship to his name. Peaceful Explosion allows him through there, with Mazda currently in second. Fury third. Fourth is Rabbit Joe. Fifth is Disco. But Disco. Sixth is Forzy. Seventh is Bossoff, who is on his way to try and hunt them down. Big Boy Brazier, the biggest loser out of all that. He is currently P8. And P9 is Slutty Apex, another driver just minding his own business, currently in 9th position. Peaceful Explosion in 10th. Gavlar is back into the pits with his damage with Monkey Boy in 12th. He's worked his way up. PN Motorsport in 13th with Welshie also in the pits as well. Smoky Devil in the pits, and Lucas Roth unable to finish due to his wheel braking. So I'm just letting Keeks know that he has got an invite to the party. So if he wants to join, he's more than welcome to. But Matt, your race leader at the minute, with a very healthy lead as it stands. And every now and then, we just got to come back and listen to this beautiful Aston Martin. PM Motorsport, though, doing very well at the minute, scoring some decent points in P12 at the minute. The number 66 Aston Martin. Again, like I said, I'm just here to listen to the car. Thank you, PN Motorsport, for bringing this glorious car to the grid. Matt, though, with quite a healthy lead. He has got a lap car behind him of Peaceful Explosion, and probably not how he wanted to start this ACC season. Once again, in the Ferrari and doing his usual peaceful pirouette. We're trying to put some decent lap times under his belt. Hey guys, while we've got a nice quiet stage of the race so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified so you know we are live, so you do not miss any of the action. As Forzy and Bossoff here going close to each other, and it is Bossoff who gets in front of Forzy, so he gains another place there. He is up in the 6th place position. Just a few slow cars just ahead of Peaceful, and that is... That's the Bentley going past of Mate Imovic, with Smoky Devil just in the background as well. Bossoff now on his way to try and hunt down Disco. There is Disco, you can see him just ahead of him. As Matt is coming into the Abbey chicane, we've got a car off, the number 62. or 69. It's Welshie, he's gone off. And that's Big Boy Brazier just behind him as well. So Welshie's car is not happy at the minute. And Big Boy Brazier goes round as well. So all these guys just seem to be struggling here. Sutty Apex will gain a position. He will now go ahead of Big Boy Brazier. And Big Boy Brazier returns to the pits. So something's gone horribly wrong there. So now Peaceful will gain a position. Not sure what's happened to Big Boy Brazier, but he has returned back to the pits. Will he get back out on track? That is the question. Sutty Apex now up into P8. Fury's going to have to work hard to make enough of a gap ahead of Rabbit Joe and Disco. I think it's 180 seconds if you do not comply with the pit window. So a lot of these guys will be gaining a lot of positions and points here. And Fury's just going to drop down the order. But Matt still leads this way. So no real close fights currently on track at the minute. Once again, they're all just spread out ever so slightly as Matt now trying to clear Gavlar just ahead of him. And Mazda also just not really setting the times alight at the minute. This man said that he was going to come into ACC and try and win the first race of the season. P2 is probably the best he can do at this stage unless Matt has a horrific mistake or gets caught up with traffic. He is in the traffic. But Matt now with a fairly healthy gap at this stage. Bostoff now right on the back of Disco. And Disco now got his hands forwards. He's got the McLaren breathing down his neck. The Ferrari of Disco McDisco Face has got a lot of work to do. This McLaren has been looking very fast. He will be back for the Hungaroring, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back faster than ever as he's looking for every opportunity to find a way past in that brown and blue McLaren. Can't seem to find a way through there. 17 minutes still left of this race. And there goes Disco. Disco's made a mistake through cops and he's gone round. He's going to have to be careful because there's cars flying through here. Forzy managed to avoid him. And Forzy just managing to not make contact there with Sutty Apex. Sorry, not Sutty Apex. With Disco McDisco Face as Big Boy Brazier returns back on track. He's obviously going to be a couple of laps down now. And a Mazda still not able to do so. Matt's had a moment, I think. No, sorry. Big Boy Brazier, sorry, I read the number wrong. Looked like the 55, it was the 52. I thought Matt had a moment, but he hadn't. But Fury, man, just leaving that lap 1-2 little late. And he's possibly going to get that penalty as I think Rabbit Joe's had a moment somewhere because he's not looked like he's really got the pace at the minute. But he's got a healthy lead over Boss Soft. So Rabbit Joe, can he hold on for 16 more minutes for a podium? But Bossoft is really coming at him. As Jamie in the chat says, done. And he's retired the McLaren for this race, and in the pits he is. And also Lucas Roth has retired as well. He has actually left the session. So Matt still leads the way. So it sounds like we've got a slow car just ahead. But Rabbit Joe, this is the fight that we've got to be interested in because Bossop is currently in that window to possibly get P3. But it all depends on this man. Can Rabbit Joe keep his nose clean, keep it under control and stay ahead of him? Because Fury will be under investigation for obviously not complying to the pit window rules. As we do get Lucas Roth in the party chat with us, aka Keegs, and Keegs, What happened, man? Obviously, sounds like the wheel issues for yourself.
No, yeah, I've had some wheel issues recently.
Oh, sorry, Gavlar has just gone round in the final corner, racing your dad by the list of things. I think your dad's had a moment as well, so they're both very slow there. But sorry, carry on, Geeks, as we just had a little bit of a moment there.
No, yeah, I thought I fixed the problem, but apparently not. So I think I'm just gonna have to buy a whole new wheel and that and see how that goes.
That's a shame, though. But how was the Aston Martin doing for yourself? You looked like you were holding your own in the mid-race. You had a great little scrap with your dad earlier on. That was quite exciting to watch, actually.
Yeah, it was quite fun. You know, I was running decent, considering I'm not the best on ACC. I'm not the best on Silverstone on ACC, to be honest. I've always had a bad race run there on that game, but it's, you know, it was going well. It was quite fun. You know, I enjoyed it.
And obviously looking to invest in a new wheel so you can get back out on track. But obviously it would have been nice as well to finish the race and actually had some fuel as well, as we both know that Carlin seems to be quite tight with fuel between ourselves, don't they?
Oh yeah, I was perfectly fine on fuel there.
Perfectly fine. And I know obviously you're in the chat with a couple of the guys as well. And how is morale in the party at the minute? I know Matt's obviously leading the way. I don't know if you're still in the chat with them, but Matt looking very good for this race win at the minute.
Yeah, it can get a bit loud and it can get a bit quiet in there, but you know, overall there's a good chat, it's a good bit of laugh. And we're all just driving away.
Obviously, by the list of things here, Fury currently under investigation for not complying with the pit window rule. He's got a 1 next to his name, which obviously just came into the pits just outside the pit window. So he looks like he's going to get 180 seconds worth of penalty. As also, Disco McDisco faces in the pits. He's come flying into the pits there. He'll probably get a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and he's missed his box as well. But Fury really thrown away an opportunity of podium here, Keegs. Just go a little bit longer, and Rabbit Joe now is in that podium seat, but he's got Bossoff really hunting him down in the McLaren.
Yeah, I don't know about Bossoff. You know, I've never raced him before, but he seems to have a lot of pace on this game. I don't know if he's put a lot of time into it, and he's put a lot of time into Silverstone itself, or if he's just overall quick on the game itself, but he is pretty quick.
Yeah, he does look very, very quick, as we see there. Smoky Devil getting right out of the way there, as Bossoff really does not want to hold up there, and he jumps ahead of Smoky Devil as well. Rabbit Joe would love to take a podium here for his first race on ACC, but he's got Bossoff, who I think has done a lot of races on ACC. He must have done, because he's got a different license. I think he's got a Pro-Am license. Red obviously means amateur, grey means Pro-Am, and the white means Pro, if I'm correct. Am I correct, Keeks?
I'm sure that's right, anyway.
Yeah, I believe it is. Mazda and Forzi, both pro drivers, but Matt and Bossoff, both Pro-Am. And we got a penalty that was due to happen anyway. It was Disco for speeding in the pit lane. He's got a 30-second stop and go. But this is the fight we are watching. Bossoff here really putting the pressure on Rabbit Joe, and he's gone down the inside of Cops. He's going to go around the outside of Magus, and I think he's going to get the job done. Rabbit Joe loses that place, and now can Bossoff get himself onto the back of Fury, which again, I think he's just going to get that penalty anyway, but how far down is Fury going to finish? That is the question. And Keeks, obviously you've raced yourself on Project Cars and obviously ACC as well. Talk us the difference between the two games. Obviously, ACC being a lot more sim, a lot more. You really have to learn with setups, really learn the car that you're driving, because it is an animal of a game. If you get it wrong, the car is going to near enough kill you.
Yeah, I think with ACC, obviously, it's a lot more realistic. You know, you got to watch the temperature of your brakes, you got to watch the temperature of your tyres, you got to watch all that. Pair of Project Cars, you don't have to watch it as much, you know. The tyres and that might get a bit hot on Project Cars, you know, it doesn't affect you too bad. On this, you know, you have that little slide and your rear tyres are going to get really warm, and it's just going to affect you for the next couple of laps, or maybe even like 10, 15 laps. So yeah, it is a lot more realistic than Project Cars.
But obviously, with that realism, obviously comes hopefully some great racing. And we've had a good little bit of racing here as well. We've got a yellow flag in the middle sector. Who is that? 27. That is...
Stopped.
Yeah, Disco has stopped there. Are you currently, as Disco has left, as he says, see you next week, and he said ruined it, so he looked very good there as well. A lot of drivers just losing out here and not wanting to finish the session here, as we've lost Big Boy Brazier and Disco, who have given up for this session, obviously due to Keegs as well. He's unable due to his wheel, so it's more a mechanical, a hard drive issue for himself. But Matt, he's currently leading the way. There's less than 10 minutes left of this session, and it looks like a very easy first win for him. 32 seconds ahead of Mazda, who, again, we said in a couple of rumours going around, Mazda said, I'm coming in to win this first race, and he's going to lose out to his teammate, who they both did a 4-hour race with.
Yeah, I don't think Matt was really expecting it when I was in the party with him. He was expecting maybe third, fourth, around about there. He was expecting top 5, but not, you know, top 2. But you know, he's quite strong the whole race. He's kept the gap, and he's got some good pace on him.
Yes, indeed. He may not have been the fastest in qualifying. He may not have been the fastest in practice, but he's going to come home possibly to take this win. Is Bossoff, who's the man who looked very, very strong here, and he had that one mistake, ended up in the wall, and obviously had to do a massive recovery drive. And if Bossoff is watching on the stream right now or is listening, if you do make it into the podium, mate, be prepared to be in for an interview as well, as we will get the top 3 drivers in for an interview here. And what a first race we've had here at Silverstone. Make sure you tune in next week, as we will head to Hungary, as we head to the Hungaroring for the next round of the championship. But more importantly, the next round of the F2s will be next on Sunday, as we will be heading to Montreal, Canada for the next round of the season. And Keegs, Canada next on the calendar. I'm obviously in discussions with the team to make sure that you have enough fuel for the race. But if we do have enough fuel for the race, what's your expectations going to Canada?
I'm not sure, but so far on time trial I've done a couple of laps, well, about 10 laps, and I'm happy with the pace, you know. I'm with a decent pace. I'm just hoping that, you know, they fill the car up with enough fuel to finish it.
Definitely so, as I'm also looking forward to that round as well. I know Matt has obviously spread some rumours around that I don't like the track. I actually very do like Canada. They're very one of my favourites up there as well. It's just me and Matt have had previous history at that circuit in a previous league, so make sure that you tune in for that, because he will be ripping a new one into me for that one. As we got Monkey Boy currently on screen, he's got Gavilar just behind him. And he's putting a little bit of pressure on himself, but like I said, all this is just really just strung out a little bit. There's no real close fights on track. We've got Forzy and the other Porsche 9 Smoky Devil close to one another, but there's no real scraps as such. As again, Sutty has possibly got, oh, there we go, Sutty Apex and Peaceful Explosion. They're going at it for P7 and 8. And the one thing I do have to praise about this game, though, Keeks, is the sound. I have never come across a game that sounds so nice. The cars just sound so amazing. Obviously, we've been to Donington Park and seen the Porsche 911, the Porsche Carreras, and we kind of get a rough idea of what they sound like, and they sound very similar to the game. So I have to put massive credit into ACC for literally getting the sounds absolutely amazing on this game.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't know when it was, maybe 3/4 of the way through last year when we started playing this game, me, Matt and that.
Yeah.
And you know, I was just going through cars, choosing random cars, seeing what cars we get on the game and that. Just you know, we were having a laugh, a nice wee fun drive about. You know, I chose the Aston Martin at that point because I loved the sound of it, and then I just fell in love with the car on this game.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah, that is the main reason that I chose that car.
As we just see Peaceful go through the maggots and backets there and gets himself ahead of Sutty Apex relatively easy. That was hard towards the end of tyre life, it seemed. Probably picked the wrong tyre, says Disco, and he's just made that little mistake there. One thing I do have to comment as well, though, Keegs, is that PM Motorsport is in probably the best sounding car on this game. That Aston Martin, probably not the quickest, but it sounds amazing.
I've not heard it. Hold on, give me a second. Go over here. Where is he? There he is. Was it V12?
I believe it's the V12, yes. And Gary's in the chat saying, Jesus, is this still going? Where is everybody gone? And Gary, you're in the same boat as me, not the biggest fan of this game. But nonetheless, we are running it. It is Matt leading the way, your teammate currently out on track. And the rumours going around, Gary and Matt will be looking at possibly a different car for the Project Car season after this calendar has been drawn. And Keegs, obviously, we'll talk about the calendar as well. Another man that you did not like the sound of the calendar, did you, for the season 7, did you?
No, not at all. To be honest, I've just come with an idea in my head there, and I might use the Wheel of Names for my car, actually. I might do that, you know, and just see what car it gives me, and then I'll do that. That's a good idea, actually.
That could be an interesting one for sure. Did you set tyre pressures, Disco? Yes, we are, boy. And I got a rough idea. I know what car they're possibly looking at. And let's just say it's not German. Matt's very open of what he would like to drive. But going back on the Fury, who's obviously got that penalty to possibly serve at the end of the race, might be obsolete with Bostoff, because he's caught him within a couple of seconds now, with only a couple of minutes left of the session to go. 3.5 minutes left to go, and Bostoff can see the Lamborghini. So what pace he would have had if he hadn't had that mistake, he probably would have been leading this race. Matt well out in front of Mazda right now. You know more than me then, as Gary says in the chat. Obviously, me and your brother seem to communicate more than you and your teammate by the sounds of things there. But Matt there is currently going through the middle sector, possibly on his way for his first ACC win. But more importantly, Fury and Bostoff. Bostoff has had so much pace in that McLaren. So strong. Is it French? I don't think it's French. I think it possibly is Japanese, Gary. But you see here, Fury currently in P3, Bostoff currently in P4. Geese, you're not intrigued to go for a car that hasn't been selected at all yet? Aston Martin, possibly Cadillac?
I'm not sure. I'm currently typing in the car names right now.
Oh, so Key's going to type in the car name. You're going to find out what car Key's going to be running this season live on stream. You know your team and car name. We know everything, Gary. We're ready. Me and Little Leash are ready for the season, and I'm not going to tell you. But I'll let your brother find that one out. As Bostoff is currently putting a lot of pressure on the back of Fury right now, but also at the same time, Monkey is on the back of Sutty Apex. That's a good little scrap. But Fury is going to lose that place to Bostoff, and he goes down the inside and through he goes. Fury is now dropped out of the podium, on track, and probably will on the race times as well. He can get stuff. No way, Japanese, says Gary in the chat. I heard it was a Cora that's possibly been discussing, or maybe the Nissan. I don't think it will be the Nissan. I'd be a bit mad if it was Nissan. And Keeks, are we going to find out what car you're going to drive live on stream?
I'm just trying to remember half the cars here.
So we've got the two BMWs, the M3, the Z4. Yep. You've got the Acura.
Yep.
We've also got the Cadillac.
Yep.
Both Mercedes, AMG and SLS.
Yep.
Also, I believe we have the Ginetta.
Yep.
Lamborghini.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of Renault.
Yeah, I've got that.
Bentley.
Oh, I don't have that actually.
So that's what he's missing. He's missing the Bentley, and the Bentley is what we're looking at the minute. Monkey Boy, he's in a great little scrap between Sutty Apex, and also just behind there is Gavlar, who's also trying to find a way through while Key sorts out his car selection. Matt currently is in the middle sector, and he is about to come through the final sector to possibly start his last lap, or is he going to try and slow down enough so he doesn't have to go around again? He's got 30 seconds gap to Mazda, or a bit more than that. So he's coming into the final corner, but Matimovic, your pro champion, it looks like he's on his way to get his first win in ACC. He exits the final corner. 16, 15, we will get one more lap. Matimovic will now start his final lap here as Sutty Apex and Monkey Boy still going at it. Monkey Boy really out wide. He's got Mazda right behind them as well, who's wanting to clear these guys as quickly as possible. Sutty defends the inside, but Monkey Boy knows better of that, and he's going to wait a little bit longer. He is very wide. Monkey Boy around the outside of the final corner. Can he get the job done? Has the Bentley got the power? No, he's going to go for the cutback. Sati Apex in the BMW, which was a bold choice as well.
Yeah, he randomly chose a car.
He randomly chose the BMW and he is absolutely struggling. Classic Sati Apex. Yourself and him obviously choosing to go dry tyres on a wet track. And once again, Sati doing something completely ludicrous and picking a random car. He's P8 right now and he looks like he's possibly going to lose a place here to Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy goes through Magazine Beckett's. They can't make contact. Monkey Boy has to go across Beckett's. And that is Sati Apex staying ahead of Monkey Boy as they go through the hangar straight now. Monkey Boy's still there. He's still looking for that opportunity. And Mazda really doesn't want to get involved in this. This is easy allowing Matt to take this win by a country mile. But these two are having a great little scrap right now. Around the outside, can Monkey Boy get the job done? Matt is in the middle part of the middle sector. Sorry, last part of the middle sector, so we'll come to him shortly. But Sati Apex still fighting for his life here for P8. As Monkey Boy goes down the inside, they make contact. Monkey Boy comes together as Gavlard comes right in the action as well. Is he going to do a Lewis Hamilton and get past the pair of them through Abbey? No. So Gavlard goes very wide. Mazda will absolutely be hating this right now. He does not want to see these cars battling out. As Bossoff is just behind in that sector as well. But we go to your race leader. He comes into the final corner now. And Smithy says he's on Pro Clubs and waiting, says the boys, as Matahimovic will win the first race here in the ACC. It's Matahimovic, your pro champion, wins the first race here at Simplay Motorsport ACC. And Mazda still behind this gaggle of cars of Sati Boy and Monkey Boy. We will see these guys come to the line. The number 11 of Peaceful Explosion will come home for that 7th place position. So Peaceful, a decent recovery after the first couple of laps, but Sati Apex, has he hang on for that 8th place position? And Monkey Boy trying to get that good run out the final corner. He's going to try and go around the outside. He's not got the run. Has he got the power? It's going to be Sati Apex who hangs on for 8th place. Mazda though in the background will take P2. Bossoff was a great effort from him. He's going to come home for P3. And hopefully next week we should hopefully get Smithy in the chat. He's looking at getting the game as well, so he's probably going to join me in the commentary box. But it is Bossoff who's come through the final corner. Great recovery from him. He will take a P3 for his first attempt here at Simplay Motorsport. Fury will come home in 4th place, but what penalty is he going to get for serving the penalty at the wrong time? 130 seconds.
30 seconds. Jeez,
that is, should, I think, put him behind possibly Rabbit Joe and Forzy. Peaceful's already finished, so that's not going to matter. It's P16 as Welshie's having a fight with Forzy at the minute. But Rabbit Joe, a great little drive from Rabbit Joe. He's going to come home for P5. Proud of him for running the number 16 in the Porsche 911. He comes home for P5, which will be P4. There he goes across the line. And that's not updated it for some reason. So Rabbit Joe still showing P5 at the minute. As PN in that really lovely sounding Aston Martin comes across the line. He comes across the line.
Say, this is looking tasty for this car choice.
Well, there is the end of the race. Forzy actually goes up into P5. Fury will finish in P6. And that is your first race of the season over and done with. It is Matimovic who is your winner. We will get the top 3 in with us now. Hopefully Bossoff could come in with us in the chat as well. Matt's already in the party, so he should be able to just join as soon as he can. We just get Mazda in as well. Whatever Mazda is on my list, he's not appearing online. Have you got Bossoff as well? Right, I don't see Bossoff. Well, either way, it's going to be Matimovic who is your winner. Hopefully he can come in the chat. There he is on track going through the grass. Let's try it and go. Just before we get onto that, let's find out what car that Keegs will be running. Keegs. Oh no. That's going to be an interesting one. Ginetta or Ferrari? That is the question. But we do have Matimovic in the chat. If you do, Matt, if you do have Bossoff in your friends list, if you're able to get him into the chat,
I will try though, buddy.
And try and get him in if you can. If Bossoff is listening, add me as a friend, unorthodox16, and we should be able to get you into the chat. But Matt, pro champion for a week, and you go and win the first race of ACC.
Yeah, who was going to win this week, they said?
Mazda said he was going to win. He's not joined us in the party at this rate, but congratulations on the win, though. Silverstone, and it's in the bag.
It's in the bag. Get Silverstone on the calendar for next year, it is. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Gary, I think we need to try the Bentley, mate, because that was actually quite delightful. Good race, you know. Qualified third, that was the best I could do there, I think, and then managed to get ahead of Bossoff and Mazda when they tried to when they were having a bit of a ding dong and a bit of a battle. And yeah, no, it was nice. It was it was good to get out there, good to race, and first one in the bag. I didn't even expect a podium tonight, so to come away with a win is fantastic.
Yeah, nonetheless, obviously in the Bentley, it looked like Bossoff was the man who was going to be the strongest on track. But obviously, yourself going on to win this is a good start for yourself. Obviously, the difference between Project Cars and ACC is massive. The first time we've run it here. Give us a comparison between the two cars. Obviously, you just come straight off Project Cars. Now you're onto this. How does it feel compared?
I don't understand. I'm Italian. I don't speak English.
Oh, okay. No worries, Bossoff. Either way,
good race, bro.
Good race from yourself. Congratulations on P3. Great recovery.
Thanks.
So,
what's the differences to Project Cars? Well, for starters, this is a different level. This is so much more difficult, handling-wise and otherwise, to do. I don't know, you can save it easier on Project Cars 2 than what you can on this. If you have a bit of a slide or a spin, it's a lot harder on this. A bit more realistic, I'd say, this game is. A lot more simmy than Project Cars. The tyres last a lot longer, because I tell you now, them tyres would not have done that stint, I don't think, on Project Cars 2. I think they'd have died at the end. But yeah, the fuel load is, I think, for me, the biggest difference. You run a heavy tank of fuel on Project Cars, feels the same as when you run a low tank of fuel. You do that on this, such a difference.
Well, nonetheless, you do take the first win here at the ACC Simplay League, and obviously we're heading to the Hungaroring for the next round of the championship. What are you going to do there? Might be a bit more difficult in the Bentley.
Might be a bit more difficult in the Bentley. We're going to have a good test again throughout the week. Obviously, bar Sunday night, because I'll be bringing the coverage to you. I'm not in tomorrow and Saturday. I'm down in Norwich with Gary and them lads watching the football. So it'll be a case of testing a bit when we get back and see what we can do. See what we can do in the course of that, because I think that there's a lot of time to be had in places at Hungaroring, and it's an easy track where you can lose a lot of time as well. So yeah, the track's going to be difficult, but we'll give it our best shot, and we'll see what we can do next week.
And that's ideal. And obviously, go on.
I just want to say one last thing. Well done, Simplay Racing as well. Me and Mazda 1-2, and then Mike and Monkey, great result for them. Shame for Keegs and Joe, a massive result there at the end, but Bossoff managed to get in for that final podium spot.
As just the session ends there, and we'll make sure you guys tune in to next week, as we will be back for ACC for the next round of the championship. So we will be heading to the Hungaroring for the next round of the championship, but make sure you tune in on Sunday night, as F2s will return back on track. They will be heading to Canada, Montreal for the next round of the championship, and Matt is going to have a whale of time just ripping into me all night long. Make sure you tune in to them, and let's see if me and that Bozzy Boy doesn't get disqualified this time after finding out a rule that we never even knew existed. So we'll see what the stewards decide on that one, but nonetheless, we will be live for Canada for the next round of the championship on Sunday night, so make sure you tune in on that. And I believe, Matt, as well, we possibly will be having a Tuesday night league as well, with the Radicals making their debut.
The Radicals, yeah, coming not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, 17th of August. The Radicals will be making their debut. Tracks to be confirmed, but that is the date for the Radicals. It will be a Project Cars 2 series on them cars, default setups, so it's fair play throughout the field, and I cannot wait to get that one going. I think I'll be in the commentary box for that one. I don't know if you're racing it or if we're commentating it together or what, but I think that one could be an interesting one.
I think I'm going to have to test the Radical to see how I feel about it, but nonetheless, I want to try and catch DJ Phil with most race starts. But either way, thank you to everybody who has watched here tonight. Make sure you like this stream. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well and hit that bell to be notified. Tune in on Sunday night as we are live, 7:30 p.m. with Matimovic. But as of tonight, congratulations to Matt, Mazda, and Bossoff for their podium. And we will be back in a week's time at the Hungaroring. Good night.
Good night, guys.